Good day, everyone. So today I'll be talking about how we visualize this data model in a different ETL tool or an open source tool. So this data model, which we have created in Power BI originally, has this table. So what I've done is I've copied all of these tables, these dimension tables and the fact table, and transferred it into an Excel file. So this is the Excel file, the fact table, the dimensions table, right here. So once I've done that, go ahead and open our alternate ETL tool. So in this case, we're going to be using Tableau. So Tableau is quite similar to Power BI, but there are also differences. So let me show you what those differences are. So first, just like in Power BI, we select our Excel file or CSV file. So I'm going to open the previous file, which is this one, and open that. As you can see, the interface, the user interface, is much simpler, minimalist looking compared to Power BI. So now we're gonna go ahead and create our relationships if we were speaking in Power BI terms. So in this case, in Tableau, relationships here are called unions. So what we're gonna do is first select our fact table, since this is where all of our dimensions table will be based on. So hold your fact table and drag it here in this part of the Tableau, and now this will be the preview of what was in that fact table. So as you can see, it's just the same as our Excel file as well as the data we have used in Power BI. So next, we drag the dimensions table. This tab will be similar to the relationships tab in Power BI. So as you can see, there's an error because it has not yet recognized the relationship of the dimension plant to the revenue fact table. So what we're gonna do is find the relationship between these two tables. So in this case, for the revenue fact, we have plant ID and dimension plant ID. As you can see, it has detected its relationships with the dimension plant. So once we're done with that, we go ahead and exit this and do the same for all the other dimensions tables. So next we have dimension months. Drag that here. It has immediately recognized the relationship, so we're going to go ahead and exit that. Dimension medicine. We're going to have to find the similar relationship between these two tables. So dimension medicine ID and medicine ID. And as you can see, no errors have been detected. Well, let me just show you what happens if there's an error. For example, this one, or previously there was an error right here. That means it has not yet found its the relationship between these two tables. So we're going to go ahead and exit that, go with the external medicine. So as you can see, there's an error right there. Let's see what the error is. The relationship has no matching field, so that's what we're going to fix, right? This one will be external agent ID, no errors detected, exit that. Dim date, oh, dim date right here, dimension date. Go ahead and find, in this case we're going to use invoice date, since this is a dimension date table, and the date here. Exit that. Country, country ID, and finally we have the company code. So now we have all of our relationships connected to our fact table, as well as the previous right here. Right here we have that, which is similar to what we've done in Power BI and what we have also done when we transferred it to an Excel file and then finally opened it here in Tableau. So now to check if our relationships are in order and correct, we're going to go ahead and create our first visualization. So in this case, we're going to go ahead and check our um, Power BI visualization. So we have total revenue by brand. So our goal now is to create a similar visualization like this in Tableau. So just like Power BI, we have our query tab right here, the fields tab. In this case, it is called a tables tab. So it's just similar to the Power BI fields tab. So what we're gonna do is select we're gonna have to find the medicine. So revenue by brand. So we're gonna go ahead and select this, or actually we're gonna have to drag this again, or just double click it. Actually double click that and it will automatically go to its specific row or column. So we have brand name and the revenue. So here we have a basic table visualization, and to change this into a bar graph, I'm gonna go ahead and select this, the show me tab, and now we have different sets of visualization, and now we have horizontal bars. So we're gonna go ahead and select that, and as you can see, we have the first visualization. I'm gonna go ahead and rename this into rename this into revenue by brand, and hit, or actually set it in the middle, and there we have it. We can actually go ahead and apply a bold on the text just to make it more visually appealing. So as you can see, it is already slightly more similar to our Power BI visualization. And just edit that and hit OK. So now our data visualization isn't sorted at any way. So we have this, it's not yet sorted. So what we're gonna do to sort this out is go ahead and click this, sort descending by sum of revenue within the brand name. Click that, and as you can see, it's quite similar to what we have. So let's check the data. The total revenue of Lyrica is 350,893,500. I'm gonna go and check here. Lyrica has 350 million, which is exactly the same as our data in Power BI. So that is proof that the data we used is is the same as the data we have used in Power BI. So once we've done our first visualization, we're going to go ahead and double click this and rename it to revenue. So it's similar to our Power BI visualization. So next, we're going to go ahead and go here, new worksheet, and we're going to go ahead and create the sales visualization. As you can see, we have a visualization of a simple table with generic name, sales quantity, and invoice state, as well as a sales quantity by generic name pie chart. We're going to go ahead and try and recreate that visualization here in Tableau. So we're going to go ahead and find those queries or attributes. Let me just minimize this just so we can find it more easier. So first, our attribute is generic name. I'm gonna go ahead and find the generic name in Dimension Medicine table. So generic name right here, double click double click that, and we have sales quantity. So sales quantity is found in the fact table. So here we go, And finally, invoice date, which is also found in the revenue fact table. Double click, expand this a bit, or actually revenue here. Table. There we go. Sales quantity. Wait. There we go. Wait. Okay, so what I've done is adjusted some of the attributes, and we've come up with this table. So what I've done is set the generic name as well as the sums of sales, the sales quantity, and the invoice date set into days. So as you can see, if we change it, the visualization changes. And then I set it to day just to make it more detailed. So there we have it. It's a bit different from Power BI, since Power BI shows duplicates rather than in Tableau. It shows a singular generic name with the different invoice dates as well as the sales quantity in those specific dates. As you can see, for example, we have this generic name which has sold 450 of its sales, which have sold 450 of its medicine at the day of November 9, 2015. So we have different dates and different sales quantities for a singular generic name. Unlike here in Power BI, we have, for example, pregabalin, which have sold sales quantity of 374 in January 1, 2015. So like this, for example, we're gonna set it by generic name. It has a bunch of duplicates of generic names. It's quite similar, but they removed the generic names and just set the sales quantity and invoice date. So here we have its visualization. So next we're gonna go and do the pie chart. Go ahead. Oh, actually, I may have. There we go. Next we're gonna go ahead and we're done with the table visualization. So the problem here in Tableau is you can't create multiple visualizations in a single sheet. So what we're gonna do is go ahead and and rename this into generic sales, generic name, sales, and invoice date. This will be our visualization for the table. Now we're gonna go ahead and create a new worksheet and finally do our pie chart. So we're gonna base off of our pie chart. So let's check out what attributes it has used. So we have the sales quantity and generic name. So we're gonna go ahead and select the generic name first. Here we have it, and then the sales quantity. So go ahead and select the show me and select the pie chart. To set this up, we're gonna go ahead and increase the size of it. We're gonna have to increase the size to make it more visually appealing. So first we're gonna go ahead and increase the size. I'm not that well versed with the Tableau software, so we're gonna have to settle with this. We'll just check the data, the total data, if it is similar to our Power BI data. So here we have pregabalin at 701,787 of its sales quantity. We're gonna go ahead and check that out. So 701 1787. Let's check it. It has the same data. So that's about it for our first two, or three in this case, three visualizations. Oh, I forgot to rename that into pie chart. So there we have it, our three visualizations done with Tableau that has been also done in Power BI, but in a much more presentable manner. So there we have it. Thank you for watching.